Perfect. All right, so let me ask this. We're going through all these freedom from taxes, worry, risk, and bad advice. Let's talk about risk for a minute, especially when it comes to retirees. Right now, it's crazy. When the last time we got together, the market went in a skid. It dropped 35%, historic time. It all came back really quick. And now we started in a skid again. 1,000-point drops, 981, 810, 1,032. Crazy time. So I get up this morning. I'm an early riser like
it's you. It's like 500 down, something like that.
It's 6 straight weeks down for the Dow. It's 5 weeks down for the S&P, 5 weeks down for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's down 28% since its all-time high. The S&P 500 is down about 18% year to date. And then, of course, the lovely news with inflation, all that, this morning, they just announced that today is the highest national average for a gallon of gasoline, $4.37. So you've got all these risks, all this up and down and fluctuation. What do you say to someone who's about to retire and they're looking at whether or not they should even have things at risk? What do you say?
Well, you want to reduce risk. And one of the things, matter of fact, you talked about the last time we were together live was just before the whole pandemic and before the March 2020, March, April, May, whenever that crash was, right,
yes.
where it went down.
Right.
And what did I talk to the group about? I talked about guaranteed income with products like annuities, which I don't sell. You might say, oh, Ed, you must sell. No, I'm a tax advisor. I don't sell stocks, bonds, funds, insurance, annuities, none of that. But I did this for myself years ago, and I've been talking about for 20 years. It's been a focus on every one of my shows, not for everything, but everybody's situation is different. But I always told people, and if they listen to me like 2 years ago, I said, whatever your number is, and what do I mean by your number? Whatever the basic month, this is just my rule. People can have different rules for themselves, but my rule is whatever that number is, that's your basic monthly living expenses. Those are going to come in no matter what's going on in the market. You better have money for that. That should be funded with guaranteed income. That's something annuities can do. Sure. And I use that myself as a cushion, almost like a guardrail to cushion against downside risk. Yeah, I still have funds in the market.
Sure.
I'm not saying same thing with a Roth conversion. I'm not saying do everything in moderation, but you need balance. You can't have 100% exposure in the market, especially now. It's so volatile, and if you're coming into retirement, you don't have the years to recover. One of the other reasons that I did the show, and that's that fourth pillar, freedom from bad advice.
Sure.
I put that in there because all the crazy going on the internet with bad advice and all these young people claiming they made millions in Bitcoin and all this stuff. And maybe some of them did, but I'll bet a lot of them lost money. But
Sure.
The difference is, they have a lot more time to recover. Oh, plus they also have parents that can bail them out.
And
you
leave
don't.
The money.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have a shorter time horizon. You can't handle that kind of risk in your 70s and 80s. Right. We did this for my own mother when she was alive. It's the best thing that ever happened to her. I told you the story at that last program we did. And, some of her, now she wasn't affected because she moved a lot of the money from selling the house we grew up in. My dad died many years ago. And she had an advisor like you that saw, she was going to go a while. They used to call her like the Energizer Bunny. She was into her 90s and she needed income for life. And she had these annuities. To me, this is the best thing that ever happened to our family because she had financial security for the rest of her life. Those checks came in every month, no matter how old she got, no matter how sick she got, and no matter how the markets performed. She didn't care if the markets went up and down $1,000. She got those. I think she had 4 or 5 checks coming in every month. In fact, it meant so much to her. Even at the end when she was in the hospital, she would call me up, Eddie, bring me my checks and my deposit slips. She loved feeling the checks and writing out the deposit slips. To her, that was financial security. Now, I'm going to tell you, I never said this before anywhere. Mom, I never went to the bank with those checks. I did them all mobile deposits.
Yes.
But I let her fill it out.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly because when it comes to bad advice, you hear a lot of famous people say annuities are terrible. You should never own an annuity.
Until you need guaranteed income coming in every month. But here's how my mother was good. And, what else was good? Now, my brother and sister, they're not financial people, so they don't even realize the gift she gave them of her own financial security. Here's another one of my rules. The greatest gift you can give your family is the gift of your own financial security. Nobody wants to be a burden to others. Or to put it another way, the best gift you can give to your children is to not move in with them.
Yeah, that's it. So, friends, you've heard me on radio for years say I own 6 annuities. I know that I will own more. They're a special type of annuities. They protect my balance. I get to participate some in the market, not in the downside. I have income riders on them that are going to protect me from a lot of things. But that's the whole key. That keeps me from worrying. That keeps me from having to deal with and navigate the risks of all this up and down in the market. Because I own a lot of them in Roths, I've already taken care of the taxes. There you go.
Yeah.
And then the last one, of course, we're taking care of it every single day by making sure that we know the stuff no one else knows to stay away from the bad advice. So if you're listening, if you've enjoyed what you've heard today, just remember, you can go online to Amazon and buy either one of these books and spend $40, $20 a piece, or you can call us and we'll give them to you for free. And while supplies last, I will give you some that have been signed by Ed. He signed some books for us today. So Ed, we're super grateful for you being on the show with us today and for going over the importance of freedom. Everyone wants freedom. No one wants to be controlled by anyone or anything. And so financial freedom is one of the things that gives true peace of mind.
Right.
Not having to worry about taxes,
worry, risk, and bad advice. That is the ultimate death knell for your retirement savings. There's just so much out there with all this internet stuff, and you don't know who to believe, and a lot of it is convincing.
Sure.
But you need people that know what they're doing. It's